Welcome. Today we will discuss an important concept that is called pointers. We will discuss pointers using C and C++, its uses and implementation with the help of different kinds of examples. We will also discuss different types of pointers. Today's session will be much more helpful for understanding and implementation of the latest data structures such as stacks, linked list, etc. So let's start by creating a new project using dev C++. As we have multiple time discussed, we have to create a new project using console application. Let's suppose we are naming it as pointers. We are saving the project in the default directory. Our default program structure is showing here in the dev C++. We have to save this example program with the name of pointers. Okay, this source code is saved successfully. So let's start by understanding the pointers concept before writing any kind of code of lines. The pointers are the memory locations that are used to save the address of other memory locations exist in the same space. So what's the concept of pointer? Here we can see that a lot of memory locations are represented in this visual or graphic. These are the memory locations are addressed by unique addresses that are in the form of hexadecimal. We can zoom it. These are the hexadecimal address that indicate or particular identity to each and every memory cell in the memory locations. These are the called address of the memory cell. And what is meant by pointer? Pointer is the memory location that will hold the address of other memory location exist in the same space. We can see here, this is the memory location that hold the address of other memory location that may be adjacent or far away from this pointer's memory location. So after this we will discuss pointer arithmetics and types of pointers. At that point I will try to discuss with you what is meant by pointer declaration. We can declare pointer in two different ways. The pointer indirection operator is used for the declaration of the pointer. This is called a static operator. We can declare pointer using the static operator with the identifier of the variable. So let's suppose we are declaring a variable that is called int and a pointer that is called p. This symbol indicates that the declaration line contains the pointers. We can also declare in different ways such as int static p1, p2. In this pattern we just have to specify static operator or redirection operator with the data type. In other way we can specify redirection operator with each and every individual pointer variable to nominate it as a pointer. The difference is that we can also, if we do not place static operator with the data type, then we can also create variables with the same declaration line. Okay, make it simple. We have to save the address of the variable a in the pointer p and have to access the value of a using the pointer p. So let's start by assigning this will goes to the initialization line int a is equal to 10. Now we are giving the address of memory location a as we have discussed before to the pointer p. Here we can see that pointer p holding the memory location of variable a. How and why? Because we are using ampersand operator. This is also called reference operator or address operator that is used to access the address of the operand variable. Operand variable, this is also unary operator. The operand variable is a, so that it will return the address of a, and the returning value, as we have used it in the assignment statement, the returning value will be assigned to the pointer p. And we have a clear concept that the pointer variables or pointer memory locations are used to hold the memory address of other variables in the same space. Okay, now what will go next? We have to print the value of variable a using the pointer. This is dereference redirection operator that will be used with the pointer p to print the value of variable whose address is holding by this particular pointer. Okay, Now we are going to execute. The line cout is making an error because we have do not use stdio.h or using namespace std. Okay, compile it again using namespace. This is now displaying the value of a variable that is saved by us. The important thing to note is that we are going to assign the address of one variable. Either we can also access this variable by simply writing the name of the variable. Why we are using pointers? This is just simple example. Don't worry about this, why we are declaring an other memory location that will hold the position or address of one memory location that is already exist in the memory or same space. The implementation of pointer understanding is much more important for the construction or the implementation of dynamic data structures such as linked list, stacks, queues, etc. hashing, so that we will go through the simple example. So what will the next? We have already multiple times used arrays in our previous sessions. Now we will talk about the array and how we can access the value of array using the pointers. I have to clear this point that the array name of the particular type of array is the pointer to its memory locations, static pointer to its memory locations. We are going to declare an array. Let's suppose we are going to declare an array of size 5. We are just quickly assigning value to the array memory location using counter variable. We are just assigning the counter variable value to the array element of size 5, so that array element will contain values from 0 to 4 because I is less than equal I is less than 5. Okay, so go next. We can also print the value of arrays using the index or the using pointer of the array name. For example, we are going to print the values of the array for int I is equal to 0, I is less than equal to 4, or we can write here I is less than 5, I plus plus. Here we will have to write down the array pointer name and redirection operator with the array pointer. We are writing here reference operator, array name plus I. This is the counter variable I, and this one is the handle. Okay, so let's what happened. We are going to compile. Here we can see that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are the array element that are displaying on the screen, and 10 is the previous output that we have discussed for the pointers elaboration. We are removing just this code for the ease and understand of the new code of lines that we will discuss later on. Here we can see that the array name is the pointer to the array or memory locations itself. This is the array name, this is the redirection operator, this is the counter variable, this is indicating the first element. This array pointer is indicating to the first array element using the array pointer. Okay, let's move on. This is arrays with the help of pointers. Now we will discuss array implementation with the help of pointers, or array passing to the function with the help of pointer. We can also pass this array to the function for sorting purpose. One point have to be clear that array is always passed to the functions using pointers. Not the entire data structure is passed to the function. This is always passed with the help of pointers. We are declaring here a function that is called add array. We are specifying here a pointer that will hold the memory location or address of the array name, for sort out or for sum up the array element or access the array element. Here we are going to get the size of the array that will be provided by the function call. Here we are declaring sum is equal to 0. Same for loop we are required here in the add array function. Here we will just write less than size and sum is equal to sum plus we will write here some iteration after altering the code steric p plus 1 or plus I. This is the simple code that will accept that uses a function and will accept an array name as the array name is the pointer to the particular memory locations or continuous set of or homogeneous memory locations, and this is the same line of code that we will have right before to access the array elements. Now what is going on, we will have to check this one. This is the semicolon we have to place here, comma. Okay, the compilation process is completed successfully, but we have not called add array in the main function. We have to call add array and we are passing here array name. Just focus at that point. We are passing just array name because the array name is pointer to the memory locations. I am repeating this line again and again. We just specify here pointer variable that will accept the array name. We can write here handle. Here we have to return sum. Now we can see here the exact output of the sum of array element using pointer is 10 because its element is 0 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 and 4 summing up as 10. Now we will discuss different types of pointers such as void pointer, null pointer, wild pointer, dangling, complex pointer, etc. Pointers can be helpful, much more helpful while passing arguments or data to the functions. We can demonstrate it using the simple example. If we write a function, let's suppose we are writing a function void swap that is accepting two pointer variables x and int steric y. These are the two pointer variables, and in function definition temp is, this is the simple example, swap example that is also already discussed in our sessions. We say that x redirection x is equal to access y and access y is equal to temp. This will swap the values of x and y in its original memory locations. We just remove steric or pointer operator from the arguments. These are also called formal arguments. Then the change in x and y will not affect the calling actual arguments while calling of the function swap. This is also important aspect of the pointers using while in functions. Now we will discuss what is meant by void pointer. Void pointer is the dynamic pointer in C++ that will allow to hold the memory location address of any other data type such as float, double or long. And other type of pointer is null pointer. Null pointer is the pointer that hold null value at the time of declaration or any using assignment statement. And the other pointer is, third one is an important pointer that is called wild pointer. As its name, it is much more dangerous pointer. The pointer that have not been initialized is called wild pointer, such as we can say that int steric pp. This is the wild pointer. This is not initialized using any variable value or the null. If we assign it null, this will call null pointer. If this is not initialized with any other memory address, then it will call void pointer. It is the dangerous pointer. That means it holds the memory location of any unknown memory location in the same space. That can cause memory violation while executing the program. So that avoid this type of situation, always initialize your pointers while you are handling pointers in your program. So nice of you. This session was all about pointers, its implementing.